What's up, fam? Extraordinary Life with Elijah. And this week, Bowden Kendrick is my extra, and I am the ordinary. Bowden, I'm so glad that you are part of my inheritance, son. I love how God is growing you with such gentleness that you are advancing beyond your years much quicker than your years should allow you to. And you demonstrate such a beautiful wisdom in God. I thank God for you and that you guide me deeper into my Father's heart. And I bless you in Jesus' name. Fam, as I continue to parent my kids and I grow in wisdom and understanding as I receive love and guidance from the Father to and then impart to my children as a father, that I'm learning more and more how to activate my children to understanding the kingdom in quicker and quicker ways. That with all of my kids, as they began taking naps by themselves. At the first part, obviously, they would sleep with us in a little bassinet. We'd keep a watchful eye over them. But as they grew and they started growing in their independence, then we would put them in their crib in another room so we could get more sleep, but also that they could begin to learn how to self-settle and to help to have self-control and a confidence that even though they couldn't see us, that we're caring for them. I will preach. As the kids started taking their naps in other rooms, when they would wake up from their nap, though we had a monitor and we were watching them on the camera and had a little microphone to be able to listen. As soon as they would wake up, they would at first begin crying right away. They'd cry and we'd run upstairs. And with all of the kids, I would go and I would knock on the door. Instead of just rushing right in, oh my baby, why are you crying? I'd knock on the door and say, hello, is there anybody in there? Is that a little girl in there? Azriela, are you in there? What's your name, little girl? Each of my kids, that I would do that. When they first started out, I wouldn't take very long. It'd be very short. I'd run in, pick them up, and console them. But over time, all of the kids, Azriela, Kailani, Bowden, and now I'm training Jamin, all of them would then begin to stop crying because they knew that Daddy was about ready to come and get him. Bowden has spun up faster than any of the other children, and I'm believing by faith that Jamin will spin up even quicker. Now with Bowden, it's been so amazing that I've knocked on the door. I'm like, hello, is there a little boy in there? Hello, is your name Bowden? Continuing to cry, hey, what's my name? Is my name Daddy? And then open up the door, run in. I make this funny little noise with them every time. Pick them up and then hold them and jump up and down in circles and celebrate. Yay, Bowden's awake, Bowden's awake. Now, after like the first 4 weeks or so, that when I knock on the door, instead of crying, Bowden would immediately stop crying and then start making happy noises, expectant noises. And I could see through the crack that he's looking around, laying on his stomach, holding his head up, looking all around, trying to see me. As soon as he would see motion with me running towards him, he'd just start kicking, rolling all over, pick him up, jump in circles. Yay, it's Bowden, it's Bowden. Now, as that progressed, Bowden learned quicker and quicker to then start answering my questions. I would knock on the door. Is there a little boy in there? Yeah. What's your name? Bowden. Bowden. Oh, are you awake? Yeah, you come get me? Yes. What's my name, Bowden? Daddy. And as soon as he would say Daddy, boom, open up the door, run in, grab him, jump in circles, yay, celebrate. Now, the next layer that I didn't do with the girls that I have done with Bowden, I'll knock on the door, say, is there a little boy in there? Yes. Oh, is your name Isaac? No, Dada. Is your name Mark? No. Is your name Samuel? No, Daddy. I'm Bowden. Pleases my heart to no end that I can run names as long as I want to, but until I say, is your name Bowden, he won't say yes. Then I say, what's my name? My name is Dada. Run and pick him up and celebrate. Now, the newest iteration of discovery with my son is that he's moved to his toddler bed. So he now has freedom that when his little light alarm clock goes from yellow to green. And when he sees the green light, now it's time to get up and he can come out of his room of his own accord. As he's moved to his toddler bed though, he doesn't know that he has freedom to come to daddy. So when he wakes up and he sees his green light, as he's done all along, he sits up in his toddler bed and begins to call out, "Dada, Mama, I awake, come get me. Mama, Dada, I awake, come and get me." It's so beautiful that he's sitting in his toddler bed and has the ability to leave his bed and to come to his mom and dad, but he doesn't know that he has freedom. I jump on the monitor then and say, "Good job, Bowden. Thank you for calling for us. Thank you. I'm going to come and get you. But Bowden, go ahead and get up and come to daddy." Now it's so precious that he looks left and right. Whoa, what's going on? And so I keep instructing him, "Move to the edge of your bed, buddy. Put your legs out. Okay, now get out of your bed." And his eyes, a little infrared camera, they're so big. He looks left, looks right, gets out of his bed, comes to the door, and then knocks on the door and says, "Is there anyone out there? What's your name?" "My name is Bowden." Oh, guys, so beautiful. And that I keep instructing him, "Bowden, go ahead and grab the door handle, buddy. Open it up, open the door, come on downstairs." Talk him through it, and he just keeps merging forward by faith. He has no idea how freedom works, but he's growing in his maturity. Fam, this is such an encouragement to my heart that scripture says that the foundation of the church is laid on the apostles and the prophets, that apostles impart real-time person. They connect the people of God, the children of God, to the Father's heart through presence, and that the prophetic connects children, the children of the Father, to the voice of the Father. And so little children know their Father's voice and presence and their identity in Him before they know how to evangelize, before they know how to teach line on line, before they know how to rule within the pastoral, that they can hear their Father's voice, recognize it, and know their identity in Him. Now, this is what I'm training into all of my children, that they know my voice before they know what to do or how to console themselves. They know that I am their daddy and that they are my child, and that they're comforted by that before they know what to do. And as now with Bowden, that he's growing in his freedom and his awareness of how to move, that he doesn't know that he can get up and come to me. And therefore, he listens for my voice, that he stays in his space, even though he could get up and leave. But then he starts calling out, "I have a need. I want to wake up. I don't want to be alone." But he just sits and waits. "Dada, I awake. Come and get me." But then as my voice then comes across his monitor and says, "Bowden, good job. Put your feet on the side of your bed. Get up, walk, come to me," that he just stands up and he does it with such wide-eyed, childish, innocent wonder. Fam, my encouragement to you is that our Father does the same with us. That He knocks on the door of our hearts. "Hey, is there a little boy in there?" "Yeah, Dad. What's your name?" "Elijah, your son." "Yeah, and who's out here? Who's outside the door?" "You, Dad." "That's great." Bust through the door. Elijah, he scoops me up in his arms, and he instructs me, he teaches me in his heart. But that as we grow with him, that there then becomes a shift where he begins to give us more freedom, that he begins to give us more authority, that he begins to give us more responsibility, and that has it like the Song of Songs, that where there's a love relationship between the bride and the groom, and that they're in their walled garden and they're singing songs and eating raisins and apples and sitting under a shade tree and just lovey-dovey staring into one another's eyes, but that eventually the groom comes to the bride thundering on the mountains, that she hears him coming before he sees him coming, and that he comes and gives her an invitation. Come away with me. Come with me to the spice-laden mountains with the haunts of the leopards and the lions. And she says, whoa, hold up, man. I have no idea who you are, and that freaks me out. Until the shadows flee and the night passes, go and be a wild stag on the mountains by yourself. You freak me out. She's not saying no because of rebellion, but because of fear. She doesn't know that she has the freedom to engage the call of the groom. But that eventually it says that she misses the presence of her love and says, I will arise and I will go out to find my love. It's so beautiful to see that in my son's life, that he's a living prophetic example to me of the revelation of Jesus in my life and calling me to deeper things of intimacy with him. My encouragement to you is that if you've been in a season of time where you've been in a restful place, that you've gone through the process of crying out, does anybody know that I am in need? I think I'm going to die alone. And you've screamed and cried before the Lord, I'm going to die. But that you settled into a place where you understand that the Father will come, that he will take care of your needs, that he's watching, ever present, even when you can't see him or sense him, that he's always present and watching. And that as you begin to have needs and you wake up and you realize that his presence is missing, and that you're afraid, that rather than crying and screaming and yelling out, that instead you say, Father, I'm awake, come and get me. That after a time of training in that, of knowing your identity in him, knowing his voice, that eventually there will come a time when that he will place you in an environment where you have increased freedom. And that it's our responsibility to call out of faithful relationship, Father, I'm awake, come and get me. But that when we hear his voice say, Elijah, arise and shine, for your light has come. Do the good works that I've given you to do. Set your legs out that you thought were crippled, that you couldn't walk. Stand up, pick up your mat and walk. Open doors that have been closed to you your entire life. Walk past the bars that have kept you contained and come to me, Elijah. Strengthen your weak arms, strengthen your feeble knees, make level paths for your feet such that those who are lame will not be disabled. Friends, if you're in a period of time where you've wondered whether or not you can live differently, that you've done the screaming, crying, yelling thing, that you've done that, it's been an appropriate season, but our Father has proved himself to you true, and that you're pressing forward in a new season of resting within him. Realize that as he grows you and imparts greater authority, freedom, and responsibility to you, that it's requisite to you to explore and exercise what God has given to you by faith, to merge forward into the fullness of maturity, completeness, and wholeness that our Father has for you as his child. If you subscribe to what I'm doing, hit the button, hit it, and then hit the bell as well so you get notified with the new content. And if you loved this video, you didn't just like it, hit the thumbs down button. I pray blessings on your days. I love you guys lots, and I will see you in the next video.